Let's make one thing clear. Solana is not FTX. Yes, Sam Bankman-Fried was an angel investor in Solana. And yes, the demise of FTX, Alameda, and SBF hit Solana hard. But the Solana blockchain itself is certainly not dead. Just take a look at some of the numbers here. Adoption, first of all, is not decreasing. Solana NFT volumes are increasing. And then you have two instances, two separate 10,000 collections which were sold out in the last week. And therefore, as a separate independent entity, Solana as an ecosystem really is showing no signs of slowing down. And so, in this video, we are looking at massively discounted blue chip NFTs that could potentially make you a lot of money. Welcome to the channel. My name is Maddie, and this is Altcoin Buzz. Best of luck when you choose to invest, whether it's NFTs or any other altcoin, but never official financial or investment advice. Okay, so for a little bit of context here, the Solana NFT demise already started earlier than this FTX drama, if we're going to be honest. And the reason for that is Magic Eden, which is the most popular Solana NFT marketplace. They changed the royalty structure effectively to 0%. Unfortunately, this resulted in a destroyed user base and many users left, so there was already a decline. Strictly speaking, FTX made things worse. But that being said, a couple of days ago, the top 2 NFT projects by volume were in fact Solana projects. And if it interests you, and before we get into the list here, you can find all of the NFTs that we mentioned on Magic Eden, and most of them are also on OpenSea. And for all the statistics we discussed, I used Moonly. Links for both are in the description below. And one last piece of housekeeping, don't forget that our Altcoin Buzz access group is free. Along with that, you can get access to our weekly crypto and NFT reports, if that's your jam. These come directly from our terrific Altcoin Buzz research team. And you can avail yourself of these reports either by clicking the link that's popping up now on screen or checking it out in the description below. Starting at number 5 on today's reverse order list, we have DeGods. And the volume that they attract is a combined total of all 10 projects lower than DeGods. And there are 10,000 DeGods. Their entry is pretty impressive right now. The floor was at 179 Sol, and it's currently up to 316.5 Sol. For context, the all-time high was 560 Sol, so that's almost a 50% discount, plus a discount on the SOL itself. They are the absolute Solana blue chip NFT. There are talks about DeGods moving to Ethereum, actually, which caused quite a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And the idea here is that there's more potential and more exposure on ETH. Of course, there's also better liquidity on ETH. Another thing to note is that the project, at least right now, heavily depends on its founder, Frank. And if he leaves, it's quite possible the project will become rudderless and will lack direction. As of right now, my take is that I still think it's a pretty steep entry price despite all the discounts. And not everyone can afford this. I get it. So if it's for you, that's cool. But if not, here's another great project with an even better entry opportunity. NFT collection number 4 that we're looking at today is UTS. That's Y00TS. It's a fairly new collection with a better entry price and a larger supply, actually. So the same developers of DeGods made the UTS, and with this you get an entry to the same community as DeGods, however, at a much lower entry price. Here the floor is currently at 119 SOL. The supply is 15,000. Now, I see the floor prices recovering a little bit, and that counts for almost all Solana NFT or PFP projects. So this would be my strategy. Instead of buying them at the listed price, maybe make an offer 10% below the listed price. And don't forget, these NFTs will do well during the next bull run. I think there's a possibility at least that some of them are going to explode, actually. So now may be a good time to get in while they're available at a discount. NFT collection number 3 is OK Bears, which is still a young project, but one that also represents a pretty great time to buy. Their all-time high was 215 Sol, and they dipped in June to 89 Sol. Now, as you can see, they sit at 58.2 Sol as a floor price, so we're talking down about 40% from June, maybe 35. Their mint price was at 1.5 Sol, and there are 10,000 of them. This collection represents a strong community. Even a few celebrities have bought some OK Bears. And they're among the blue chip collections on Solana. I see them as potentially another strong steal in the Solana space, at least in the context of these current prices. All right, we are closing in on our number one pick, but let's begin here with the penultimate entry, NFT collection number 2, CETS on CRECK. At least I think that's how you say it. That's my best guess. Here's the thing. Most Solana projects always have a strong community. In the case of CETS, there's a little bit more to it because they're super strong on Twitter. They're all over the place on that platform, actually. You may have seen them already. Looking at the supply here, we have a total of 6,969 or 6,969. Their min price was 2 Sol, and their all-time high was at 80 Sol back in April. Getting them now at just 26.5 Sol seems like it's almost too good to be true. That's a 70% discount under the all-time high. They're pretty low risk if you hold them for the short term. For the long term, they're probably also a good project though, and so kind of represent the best of both worlds if you're an NFT investor. You can also stake, that's STEKE, if so inclined. You can stake them and earn CRECK, CRECK. They also have massive whitelist giveaways. So let me know if you've seen this one on Twitter so far. And before getting into our number one pick here, we're going to cover some quick bonus tips. So these are tips on projects with very low entries that you may want to look into, beginning with number 1 here, Matricia Labs Pixels, one of the first gen art projects on Solana. They are tool builders, and as you can see here, they sit at a floor price of 11.49 Sol. The all-time high was at 16 Sol with a supply of 4.4K. Next up is the Anon Club, only 888 of them, and a floor price right now sits at 27.95 Sol. All-time high for reference was 53. Galactic Geckos, this is an OG project, and for PFPs, 10,000 supply, all-time high was 32.5 Sol. Currently, they're sitting at 21.4 as the floor price. Next up, we have ABC. No Discord here is offered, but big influencer on Ethereum who moved to Solana. The supply is 10,000. All-time high was 60.5 Sol. That dropped to 16.5 actually just a few days ago, but now they've bounced back up. The floor price sits at 50.5 Sol. They are recovering quite well. Another bonus tip here is Vandals. This is a low pick gem, a supply of 10,000 with a current floor price of 4.3, let's call that 4.38 Sol, and an all-time high that was 22 Sol. And they have an art upgrade incoming, so you can stake them to upgrade the NFT. And finally, the last of our bonus tips here, we have Infected Mob. This is one of my favorites due to the crazy art. So a 7,777 supply, all-time high was at 8 Sol, and now you can see it sits at 3.07 at the floor price. Slowly starting to creep up again. Part of Mob Studios with various projects. You can get a few and just sit on them if you so choose. This is a cool one. Again, I really like the art. But without any further ado, let's launch into our number one NFT collection that is deeply discounted right now on Solana. It is Community 3 Mad Scientists. Okay, so for many reasons, this is my top pick. One is that they look for problems in communities and projects, but in the meantime, they're also looking at problems that pop up. So they provide software to many DAOs and P2E games. You can maybe compare them to kind of like a tooling platform. So for example, they help to incentivize and keep track of community members. And as a result, many projects do use their software. This results in all kinds of collaborations and whitelist opportunities for their own community. And it definitely has a real use case. The price is good and people are buying this. And that's why it's at the top of my list right now at number 1. The supply is 5,001. The all-time high was 61 Sol. And as you can see, the current floor price is 17.59 Sol. It seems to be a great long-term pick. You can get fundamental use out of this, and the PFP may not be the most exciting, but look, everything else in the package is pretty fabulous. And you can also see that the total listing was always low, so people tend to hold on to this one. So let us know if you are picking up any of these discounted Solana NFTs. And don't forget that for a limited time, Altcoin Buzz access, that is free. You can check it out by clicking the link in the description below. You can also get your hands on our weekly reports. We cover the state of the crypto market as well as NFTs. So check that out. You can also find information about that in the description below.